I'm Andres Tapia, the one in the right, obvious. Dorothy is today sick, so she's not gonna join. I have to do this presentation all by myself. I'm the head of SEO and content marketing at Project A, and this is the agenda, really easy. A few months ago, we started a B2B task force internally at this. Yes. So, a few months ago, internally, we started a task force, B2B task force at Project A. This is just a small group of people involved in B2B projects. And the idea behind that was like to meet every 3 weeks and to share some knowledge. What I'm gonna do today is to share with you part of this knowledge. That will be point 1, learnings, and then at the end we will have time for some questions. Okay? So I jump straight away to what I'm gonna share today. So I'm gonna talk about Google Ads and Bing Ads. I'm gonna talk about a couple of cool opportunities that are quite new in LinkedIn and Sync. I'm gonna talk about mailing and content marketing at the end. There is other channels that we tried and are interesting, like retargeting, for example, or Facebook. But just because of this percentage of the time that we have, I'm not gonna go into that. If you have any questions, you can just read at the end, or I'm gonna be the whole day here. Just come back to me, and my email will be at the end of the presentation, so you can write me a line if you want. Search engine ads. When we talk about ads and B2B, usually search engine ads, so SEA, are, I believe, really underrated, mostly, or could be for 2 things. One is the volume of people searching for keywords or typing keywords that are really related to your product are really low most of the times. And at the same time, the clicks are really, the cost of the clicks are very high. We try that, or we use that for one of our ventures. Not just one of our ventures, but this is the case of one of our ventures, Atsubu. And what we did is, Atsubu is kind of a really early stage. This is like what you see in the left side is the channel that are driving traffic to the website. So the second biggest channel is paid search with around 20% of the traffic. This is actually like, for an early stage company, like really just a few clicks a week, so not really much. But when you see like the result, like the conversion that this small channel was generating, you can see here it became the first channel. So assisted conversion is actually that from every 100 leads generated through the website, 33 of these leads at least click once in one of our search engine ads. So it became, even though that it was a high amount of clicks, it became the main channel in terms of performance. And if we didn't do these ads, big part of these conversions that we generated through the different channels will be missing. Our learnings in general, or from different ventures we work with, is that the cost per click could be really often over 10 euro. What we recommend, or what we said, we see that it's working better is like when we focus on short tails, so in small amount of keywords, and in combination with software solution management, we remove, or let's say we tried but it didn't work, so we stopped to do that, like to book information keyword, like they are more generic, like mobility sharing, because most of the people coming through that were searching for information. They wanted to know what does it mean, and they didn't have any interest on our software. And big important thing is like do not underestimate Bing. So in Germany, I think last time I checked, Bing is generating 3% of the whole volume. So from all the searches that happen in Germany, 3% are done through Bing. But when we check the conversion generated through search engines in this company, Atsubu, 20% of them were coming from Bing. So when we check as well, like how many of the traffic is generated through Internet Explorer, we see that it's higher than in other B2B companies. So I can imagine people at the business like having a laptop with Internet Explorer with Bing as default search, and that's just using it. So next channel, sync business pages. I think this is like it's a new feature. I don't know if it's 1 year old, something around that. Sync business page is like what you can do here is you will have a page where you can pitch your product. So you can write some text, you can include some images, you can put some links, and of course you will have an opportunity like you can put your telephone number and your email. The good thing of the sync business pages is that when you do ads in sync, instead of sending traffic to your website, you can send your traffic straight away to those pages. And you will get a report like this. So you can see everyone who was clicking your ads. You will see the name, you will see how many times they visit your business page, you will say exactly when was that, and you can even write them directly through sync. This is a channel that we are using, but where we have to still learn a lot. The learnings are, the cost per click was around €8, so a bit cheaper than paid search. The conversion rate is still worse than the one that we got from normal sales outbound. So when we compare that with the sales department, doing a research, finding out who may be interested in our services and then just contacting them through sync, the performance is still like, you can see like almost half of that. But we have some plans in order to kind of optimize this. We are still learning, let's say. Email. Okay, so talking about sync. In the source code of every single profile, even if you don't follow this person, you can find a lot of information that you will not see usually on this profile. All this information is there, it's open for everyone. I mean, maybe you should check, like sometimes you find things like salary expectations and stuff like that. So the thing is, here I didn't know that my all employee email was still in there. I have even my private emails, and of course you can find like gender, name, second name, whatever, like city where I'm living now, and everything that you can see on the page too.
Did you try that for another profile as well? So
yeah, for sure.
You were logged in with your one.
So this is like for the other profile. So this is just a lit list that we generate. We generated like one with 120,000 profiles, where you have like position. So of course I just hide this thing like name, family name, whatever. You can have things like the gender, the company email, the industry where they are working with, and sometimes you have like, as you saw before, private email, so it's emails, even telephone.
Are you using a crawler to draw that information out?
Yeah, we don't do that by hand. 150,000.
But is Sync allowing any crawling on that page? Because at some point you might just get knocked out.
Yeah, you get knocked out. So yeah, this is a topic that we can talk later about that. So so the crawlers should be a little bit smart, let's say, like this. Okay, so we use as well, not just us, like other ventures in our profile and our portfolios are doing that as well. You can use Hunter.io in order to get the email of those persons that they didn't give their email, they didn't have their email in their profile. It's a really cool tool. And then later you can send email to those people through MailChimp, Newsletter to Go. The good thing is with these tools, or there are a few more, you can really kind of personalize the email. So you have information about the industry, you know, you have the job position of the person, you have the gender, the name, and so on. You can kind of say, okay, for this industry and for this position, I'm gonna send this kind of email. And it kind of actually, it was kind of okay, let's say, From, let's say this is one of the best cases that we have. From 100% of email that we sent, 80% arrived, so 20% bounced back. So the email was wrong email. 33 or almost 34% were opened. We got 14% of clicks to our website and 10% of responses out of those emails. This.
I have one question about saving versus LinkedIn. LinkedIn used to be crawlable, stopped being crawlable. Is that because I'm not smart enough?
So I mean, it's always like playing again. So they try to block you, and yeah, it's like you can crawl LinkedIn, but the crawling moves so have to be maybe smarter, let's say. So this is like the response rate. This was really unexpected high. What caused us to the crawler to generate those leads? Around nothing per lead, 0.0025. So actually, like for these 120,000 leads, we pay €300 to a freelancer. The other tools I said, Hunter.io, Newsletter to Go, they cost around €130 a month, something like that. You have different versions that you can buy. Important learning is validate the emails with Hunter.io with other tools, because if not, the bounce rate will be high. So sometimes we saw like that from 100% sent, just 30% really arrived. And when that happens, Newsletter to Go, MailChimp, they will not be happy because you send in spam, and they can kick you out, and as well at the same time your email can just land in the spam folder, so it will not help. Same other learning, don't use the same emails that you use for transactional mails and so on. Be personal, as I said. Try to use all the information that you extract from the crawler and go to the point. This is like, at the beginning we were trying like really long emails that no one were reading. When we used a few bullet points and then just a call to action, it worked much better. That's kind of the case.
Sorry.
Yes.
Do you buy domains and warm up them and then send emails with that alternative domains, or?
Yes, we do with different domains.
You need to warm up. There's some recommendations.
So the warming up. So actually, I mean, with these numbers, they kind of work. They're just working well. So we don't do any warming up actually, but we could do that. And I think if we try to really, at the moment that we wanted to scale this thing, we will maybe need to do that. Yes.
Do you have numbers about negative feedback? Because as far as I know, my lawyer will tell me never to do anything like that.
Yeah, the lawyer, of course, will tell you that. So yeah, we have I don't know in English, like abmahnungen. So people say, yeah, and you have to pay sometimes. And you put it in cost, and marketing cost, at the end it's not too much.
Regarding new GDPR, is it up to like 50,000 per case?
I think it doesn't have to do anything with GDPR. It's more like cold mailing was even before illegal, so at least in
But
Germany.
now it's even worse, because you have to prove where you got the address.
Yeah, I mean, we need to do then another session with legal. I'm not into that. I mean, let's say with GDPR, we didn't pay more than before when we got any problem. Actually, with ASO, we didn't get any problem. So actually, this thing happened like really, really not often. And when you go really personalized and to the point, we didn't get anyone complain at all.
So what do you mean by personalized?
Personalized means like just one back. I will pick up, I will filter and say, okay, maybe I wanted to email CEOs from companies that have between 50 and 200 employees, and from I don't know, IT industry, something like that, or like consulting. And just like go to those, so I just select I define what are the pain points for, I believe, those persons, and how can I pitch my product. I use that, and then of course you use name, second name, whatever. When I'm the CEO, maybe because you work here and this is your position, you are interested in that, we offer this, this, and this. That would be kind of more personalized if you just start like, hey, we are this and we sell that. So, yeah. Good. Next one is emails from LinkedIn. As well, like, I don't know, it's 2-3 years old, this thing. What you can do is like, you can buy, or you can, actually in LinkedIn, of course, you can send message to people that you are connected with. But with email, sponsor email, you can send that to people you are not connected with. And you can as well like pitch your product. You can include a button with your call to action. And the cool thing of these emails is that LinkedIn is have a really good system for building audiences. You can really say, I wanted to target the CEOs or the following companies. And then you can just type down the companies I wanted to target. And the audience must have to be at least, be composed of at least 600 people. That's the only thing that you need to do. We need to learn more about email. We didn't try that much. The open rate that we got is really high in some of the cases. Cost per click because you pay per send, so per email that you send. It was sometimes 13 euros, sometimes 600 euros, so good, sometimes really bad. We have to do it much better in some of the cases, and the click-through rate was sometimes really good, sometimes really bad. So, but there is a tool that I believe it could have a lot of potential. And the final thing I'm gonna talk is content marketing. So content marketing, important thing is like, when we talked about content marketing have two words as we see, content and marketing. When we talked about content, we always talk about creating blogs, ebooks, webinar, podcasts, and so on. The most missing part when doing content marketing, what we see from our experience from our companies, is this part, the marketing part. There is no strategy most of the time. There is no business goal. So when we have a blog and the only goal of the blog is to write every week a post, an article, and that's the goal, then there is no marketing on that, it's just content. When there is no one is checking analytics and no one is checking what is working, what is not working, and you don't iterate through that and you don't learn, you cannot be more effective every week. So this kind of performance marketing, like let's say way of working, is most of the time missing from content marketing. So my suggestion or learning will be in content marketing, maybe you don't need a blog. If your goal is to bring SEO traffic, actually a blog is technically not the best solution that you can have. And maybe you don't need to write that much. With a few articles just focusing on the main topics, the main keywords that you wanted to run with could be enough. Second thing is listen to the sales team. One thing that we do is like usually we go to the sales talks. So when someone in sales is talking with or doing a demonstration of the product, we go in and we listen to what they are talking about, what are the problems of the customer, just in order to understand the customer better. Listen to the pain points that they are communicating. Listen to the way that they talk, the way that they name the product, and so on. And so you can go to the point in your content pieces and reuse. This is another thing. Like if you build a white paper, you take a month to build a white paper with 30 pages. Instead of do that, like think before and then say, okay, I'm gonna write 10 articles about 10 different topics or related topics in a niche, and I'm gonna publish that in my website as a landing page. They are gonna rank in SEO somehow, and I'm gonna get some traffic. I'm gonna use them as well for social media, for paid ads as well. And I'm gonna pack them together and reuse them as a white paper. And you don't just build something and you can give more use to every piece of content you're building. think that's it. Thank you. So my email, you wanted to write me wherever. We have, for those working at any of the project venture, we have as well a Slack group called B2B Marketing, so you can just join. Yeah, any question? Yeah.
Two questions. The first question is, I yesterday talked with the founder of Horizon. He said at the beginning he had CPOs which were like 3 times the price of the freaking luggage, right? And then it went down over time because branding and PR kicked in. How do you make sure that you're on the right path, right? Because if you would have started and iterated on it and looked at analytics, you probably should have stopped Facebook marketing and all of that, which turned out to be his best channel in the long run. So is there anything that you should look at in the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks when you run something? If it doesn't budge this way, then stop it?
I don't know exactly like what they were doing or what they were trying to sell, but of course this is an investment thing. You believe in something and you are well, you have to take a decision. You said, I believe in that even if it's not working right now. Okay, take the decision, invest in that, and say I'm gonna try 3 months, see what happens, and then later I will decide. Of course, I will say there is things that you can see. You can as well not just focus on conversions. At the beginning, you can see as well, like, is the traffic is coming somehow? Are they coming again? Are they visiting more than one page? Are they doing something? Or you can do some soft conversion, like offering them some content. I'm talking about B2B. Horizon is about B2C, so it's really a little bit different. Maybe the traffic that they were getting was not the right one. I don't know. Maybe market fit. I don't know. In this case, yes.
Do you have a handbook for how to build a crawler? It's for the knowledge conference. So.
Just write me. I don't have it.
I sit right next door, so
we can do it. Okay. Or we can just. Yes.
Thank you. Because you were focusing on reusing content, I think it's a really valid point. We just struggled with how to organize it. We tried to think more in content modules, for example, pain points for customers, and then think about how to reuse this across, let's say, LinkedIn native, posts by executives, Medium articles, blog posts, content pieces on their own website. It's just super hard to keep track of it, like what has been used where. Do you have any ideas how to organize the process of reusing content better?
So in the team, I think you're talking as well like a lot of people are creating content and you don't know where are creating and where the content is, and something like that.
Yeah, and we also like to, for example, if we have founders, we try to give them their personal B2B reach on LinkedIn, right? Because it's easier for them to build audiences, but then we try to use that organic reach via native posts that the executives do, and for that we want to reuse content that's been produced for our landing pages or sales flyer. We just need to repackage it a bit. And I think from an idea perspective, that's great. It's just super hard to organize. And I was wondering if you had any process behind reusing content.
So what we do is like we start at the beginning with thinking strategically. We think about first what do we need and how are we gonna like distribute the content and which content do we need for that. Once that we have like kind of a plan, then kind of everyone can go to this plan and then see what someone is generating and which kind of content you're generating for what exactly, and then maybe reuse it. So it's kind of more project management what you are saying to me, right?
Yeah, it sounds more like an editorial calendar, and we are thinking more about how to keep track of the hundreds of pieces of content that we have flying around and how to repackage them.
Well, it's tough. The thing is, it depends on what do you. I mean, I don't know right now. Like, how can you do that? I have to check exactly the case. Sometimes, as I said before, you don't need that many content. You just need a few pieces of content, and you're building an audience. You want people to come over and read all your article. If they are qualitative enough, then yes, maybe you need more often content. But I think I don't know. I have to check.
Just
just one last question, please.
So what about that? We can talk later, maybe.
So you mentioned Bing as a good channel, and do you have any idea about what audiences are on Bing? So is it people that you really know?
So,
Like, for example, young digital natives are more on Google. Do you have any clue?
I mean, I can have some gut feelings, but if you just go to analytics and you see that you have kind of some traffic coming from Internet Explorer, you can just see, okay, maybe it's interesting for us, let's do it. And I mean, it doesn't cost you much, I like to try. You can just put some keywords and see what's going on. Like AdWords is really quick, you just do it in a couple of minutes, turn on some campaigns, and then you see what happens.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.